Let me share my screen once again. In last session, I think have we covered slide number 3? So I noticed that I forgot the timing actually. Even after the completion of class, also, I I mean took some time in the slides. Or we are in slide number 2 itself.
Sir, that is water transportation. There is a process flow charts for in manufacturing units. Those are bash sheets to be prepared and followed.
Yeah. So till that we covered.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine, no problem. Thanks. Okay. So then I'll take it from the last paragraph. So again, the process flow chart. Again, it is an useful for carrying out inspections. Basically, it gives a skeleton from where we can start. For example, if you take our complete body as a process plant, so the process flow starts from our head, then our neck, then body, shoulders, then stomach, then legs, and the lower body. So how like in process plants also, we starts with raw material storages, then intermediate storages, utilities, process blocks, and utility blocks, etc. And finally, it will go for finished goods storage. So it helps to take a round in a chronological order so that we'll follow systematically instead of jumping here and there, and to understand the flow as well as process systematically. And during inspection, a round is required starting from unloading of materials to the storage of facilities like raw material storage or final uh, product storage or finished goods storage. During inspection, a round is required for the finished goods as well, the process buildings and also unit operations, filling of the products, product godowns, and loading of the product and effluent treatment plants, etc. The process flow chart is understood in advance, the inspection can be easy. If you know the process, I mean, where to go next, what will be the first and what will be the end, then we can understand, and also it will be easy for the inspectors to inspect the locations. Now we'll see what are the common inspection areas. These may be vary. So in the standard conditions of process and storage, initial information, process descriptions, and operating instructions, they should be familiar. Then for the plant integrity, so when we say plant integrity, it gives the complete the soundness of the plant. When I say soundness of the plant, it talks about the all the safety standards and also instruments and also process systems, our operations, our our control systems in the complete facility. In the plant integrity, we can check for the safe working limits. So when I say safe working limits of various equipments and the process vessels, like for example reactors, what will be the maximum pressure, centrifuge, what will be the maximum capacity, and also the rotations RPM. Like, we'll look for all the safe working limits. Then design, construction, inspection, test, and the certifications. We'll also look for the intended design and also the construction. We look for MOCs, Material of Construction, and inspection. What is the inspection cycle, inspection frequency, which is suggested by the OEM or the machine supplier? And testing and certifications. Is there any testing required for these equipments or these instruments in part of a legal requirement? Then protective devices to protect the equipment under the emergency situations, like safety relief valves or pressure relief valves, NRVs, RFIs, and also secondary containment kits or containment, in the sense day tanks, which can be unloaded at the emergency situations. Then maintenance. So this is also a major area where it plays a critical role to avoidance of accidents. What will be the preventive maintenance and the frequency of maintenance, and over some of the things they have to check on daily basis. They have to be identified: daily checks or weekly checks, monthly checks or quarterly checks. So everything need not to be inspected, or everything need not to be viewed on a day-to-day basis. Accordingly, we have to segregate for the each mission. For example, they check the oil conditions or earthing conditions, or is there any lamps on the equipment, whether they are working or not. And also they'll just see the basic functionality. Is there any unwanted noises or any vibrations, etc., or lubrication? These kind of things they see on day-to-day basis. Apart from that, anything else required, that has to be identified, and it has to be incorporated in the preventive maintenance. Then inspection testing. So as usual, as I told, what kind of inspections, testing to be done for the to check the performance levels, and the inspection authority. So here we can take them as a competent persons, like we use lifting tools and tackles, as well as we do pressure vessels for NDT, UT we do ultrasound thickness. So we take the help of the competent persons. When we say competent person, as we discussed, these are people who are authorized by the inspector of factories. They will come and do these inspections, and they will give the certification. Then evaluation of plant integrity. We also check the vessels, pipelines, pumps, and auxiliary equipments, modification to the plant and equipment, and also management of controls. So we'll have different types of vessels and different sizes of vessels. They made of different MOCs, and also pipelines. Also, we have to check the pipeline structure. What are the isolation controls, and also the complete network pipeline marking. I think recently I heard that in the near the, I mean, I don't want to name. I know the name of the company. Maybe some of you also familiar with, because since you people are in Vizag nearby. Near Thuni or near the, I mean, Paikropet, there are industries like, there are, I mean, two, three major industries. There, one of the fatal accident happened uh, very recently, not even a month. They have used the nitrogen as a breathing air. So they have instrumentation air, we have breathing air, and we have nitrogen. All they are three together nearby, very nearby. So that unfortunately, one of the engineer or chemist, he has used nitrogen for the air hood, the continuous air supply. So he got died on the spot, because hence it is in a colorless or odorless. You are not able to detect what you are breathing. So it is very important, especially pipelines. You should have proper color coding, and
Color
also
coding and training and
yeah, color coding
awareness trainings.
and training, as well as labeling also. So what will happen? due to the hurry in the production, the supervisors will be under pressure. Arey yaar dalo batch dalo, batch AL and tension low, they will pressurize the people. So in that pressure, because it's just a nipple, right? We'll just take the pipe and just insert on the this thing and the pipe. So they won't see what exactly where they're taking from. So they should have in the each wall at the outlet, definitely you should have a marking or with a label or a tag, do's and don'ts, we can say with a big cross mark, or by keeping the nitrogen in a letter, not only a color coding. Even though we give training, Ravikumar, I'll 100% agree the training will gives, I mean, understanding, but it is also about the administrative controls we have in the system, and also the presence of mind is very required. It is not about the supervisor shouting on you, it is about your life. So simply he died on the spot. So then what about the family? So everything has to be considered. First of all, you have to secure yourself, and you should not do any such unsafe actions. Others will be at risk, or you can't put the others in the risk. Okay. Even very long back, also this incident happened in Hyderabad. That is also very reputed pharmaceutical company in the clean room. Same
Yes.
incident. Right? They have used nitrogen again as a breathing air.
Visualization is very, very important, sir.
Yes,
One thing,
that's what I'm telling about
visualization,
visualization. Yes.
visualization. And second one
Yeah.
is we have to safety mind, inculcation of safety mind is toughest part of the training, sir, basically.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
said is exactly we follow. I follow especially. What is the
Yeah.
consequence? Management can provide some financial support, but they cannot support moral support to your family. That is more
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Whether you
Yeah.
get job here or somewhere, it is irrespective. But you have to protect yourself first.
Yeah. Yeah. Because just the job is in just earning the money. It is not your life. It is a part of life actually. Always be. I mean, work-life balance is very important. You will see irregular work-life balance, especially in the IT sector. They get at the age of 25 heart attack, at the age of 30 heart attack, they'll do suicide. Even one of the big four companies we called as the KPMG and EY, PwC, etc., they got in a suicide. It become a very huge issue in the IT industry itself. Her mother has written 4-page letter to the company. She's just passed out CA. Due to the work pressure, she suicided. So work life balance is very important. I mean, maybe you are a parent also, you have a kids, so try to understand them. Don't pressurize. Okay, they just finish the graduate, okay, you have to get into the job. Or you should not compare your kid with others, and also you can't compare yourself with others. Maybe in part of your financial presence, or maybe in part of your position. You work hard, definitely it will pay back one day. So don't compare. The comparison kills the your ability. The comparison kills your capabilities. The comparison kills your concentration. You can't able to focus. You'll be always thinking about others. अरे यार इनको तो 15,000 इंक्रीमेंट दिए, मेरे को तो कुछ नहीं दिया, मेरे को तो 4,000 दिए. So you have to work on why I got 4, why he got 15. There may be some other reasons. There is a bucket, Monday bucket, who do buttering of their managers. So that is not that will not survive a longer duration once the manager goes out. So the people who are doing buttering, their life will be miserable in the organizations. We have to
Yes, sir, exactly.
believe our hard work. We
See,
have to believe on your skill set. Yes.
this is a very good platform. I want to share one more
Yeah.
thing, sir. During
Please,
my
please.
recent Japan visit,
Mm-hmm.
people are. I came to know that some of the people are in some magazines also I have seen. They are they are sleeping in the railway station itself and they are going back to work. But
Yeah.
with my eyes, I witnessed that one. That much of pressure. But
In
we
Japan.
luckily we do not have. Luckily we do not have such kind of situation in India. But we have to uh, control ourselves and we have to plan everything in such a way that the things should happen in a proper way, and work-life balance should be there in our life.
Yeah. Even I am also one of the example, Ravi Kumar. In my life, even not even very long actually, just 1 year back, I used to go
Yeah.
office at 10. My usual timings will be 6:30. I come in the early morning 3 and 4. I used to go by cycling,
Baap.
8 kilometers. In the early morning, 4 o'clock, I'll come back from my duty. And again, the same day, 10 o'clock again, I have to report back. That is how situations are. So be while choosing the organizations also. I mean, we are not sure once we. I mean, until unless you are not entering into the organization. I mean, the culture. But some of the organizations, the people will have toxic people will be there. Even though organization is so good, but the people are toxic. That is our faith. We can't do anything. But please maintain work-life balance, because ultimately we have to be here to take care of your family. Until unless you are not here, so nobody will take care. Okay,
Yes, sir.
let us
Thank you.
back to
Thank you
the
so much.
topic. Thanks, Ravi Kumar, for your sharing. I mean, Japan, I didn't accept. I mean, expect this. I mean, much of pressure. They are well advanced. They're sleeping in the railway stations again, going back work. That is an. I mean, very sad. This thing actually. I mean, such a developed country. People are under
Yes,
such
sir.
a
I
pressure.
witnessed. Up to that
Yeah.
extent, I never believed, but I witnessed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
asked the people why these people are sleeping here, means they want to go back to work tomorrow. So they long travel and other things will disturb them. So they want to sleep here and go back to work again.
very sad to hear that.
That is Nagoya and Fukushima. Tokyo also I have seen. Tokyo means Narita. Narita airport, adjacent to Narita airport, that railway station. I have
Okay.
seen.
Okay. Okay. Maybe some part of the world. I mean, even in India also, there might be. I heard. I mean, I felt I also had a very hard days in my past experience. So I try to come out that. So wherever you are not able to adjust, so that is not your end company in your life. So it is just a one piece of portion. For example, we cleared SLG, we cleared plus two, we cleared graduations. These are all the phases of your life. Definitely the bad phases will be there and good phases will be there. So just take it as a bad phase, try to come out from there instead of taking the decisions which can gives a very a strong impact to your families.
Thank you, sir.
Fine. I'm sorry somebody is not interested in this discussion. Yeah. So as I said, in the evaluation of plant integrity, we have to check for the pipelines and pumps and other units where it can be the source of the ignitions and modification to the plants. So modifications also, it should be done in a proper manner. I think for MOC, there is a short word actually for this changes. Management of change request. In the organization they used to call it as management of change request. So that any modifications happens, they do this study for the modifications, then they create a MOC. Accordingly they do the changes, and those changes are informed to the all the respective people, and those MOCs also authorized or certified by the top management. Then management controls. What kind of management controls we have? So when I say management controls, either in the good controls or bad controls, the bad controls will be they always look for the production. The good controls will be they prefer safety first, then they mention production will be the second. So why safety first always? Because if you're not following safety precautions, you made thousands of crores. So one fine day, one accident happened, your completely factory burned out. So all your 1,000 crores will gone in a water. So whenever you are presenting, I always say that it is my reputation. I'm sorry if I'm repeating so many times. Always present numbers in front of the management. Don't go with the theoretical concepts while presenting, or while you're requesting for any money, or you're requesting for any financials, or you're requesting for any controls. Just go with the numbers. Then show the impact. If you're not providing these controls, what will be the impact? Just given a statement. Okay, if you're not presenting, there might be an accident. What will the, how much the immediate affecting people, and what will be the compensations we can pay, etc. As an example I'm giving. So the management to control is also very important. That's where I say that always the first line supervisors, the first line team is the very key for implementation of safety culture. If they are not properly aligned with safety culture, whatever the things you do thousand things by safety department, it will never reach the people. The first line supervisors are the first responsible. If you have 100 supervisors, get the third party, do a training program, what is their role in the part of safety, and also their appraisals also involved the safety performance of their team, then only they will come to the line, because ultimately everybody swings for money. If you're not getting any benefit, nobody will swing. So such a way we have to bring the controls in place. Otherwise, we can't able to manage. Then process deviations like the variables or process chemistry, pressure, temperature, the levels, even flow rate, impact, services, startup and shutdown, etc. These are various process deviations we can have to look into. Maybe it is not in a safety officer job, but sometimes you will be the part of in process safety. Basically, the safety is different, and the plant safety is different, and the process safety is different. So we'll be overseeing the high level process safety. They dedicatedly look into the process or operations. Then operational errors like sensory failure, failure in logic, or failure to act properly. So these are again uh, the human centric issues. Your sometimes your logic is not correct. Sometimes ignorance of safety controls or misjudgment of risk also can leads to accidents. That's where we used to say that 80% of accidents happens due to the unsafe actions. The unsafe actions are reason for humans, because machines cannot act. So they just do the work how we program. That's why automation of the process is very important, but ultimately the people also have to survive. That is what now AI technology is coming. Everybody is under pressure, especially in the IT sector, because AI is writing the programs, AI is writing the coding, AI is doing the work. If 10 people is doing, one AI program is doing the 10 people work. That is also sometimes technology also is not so good for the human survival. Then emergency procedures. So as we know, emergency procedures are very important, and also it's known by the people. It is not about just you're having emergency procedures in your documentation just to show the auditors, just to present with your customers. Okay, we have well defined, nicely articulated emergency procedures with a colorful design, etc. It is about how familiar your people with the emergency procedures. That is what the more important. We have to conduct firefighting drills. We have to conduct mock drills, and they should be familiar with the do's and don'ts in emergency, how they can escape from the immediate vicinity, and what will be the plan B in case of they're stuck in the smoke, how they can escape. And they should know the basic firefighting, especially in the chemical industries. Nowadays in AP and Karnataka, for giving the fire NOCs, they're keeping 30 or 40% of people must be trained from the AP fire department. So I request once, I think that is the mandatory. There we have to spend money, but within the facility, try to put with the manager, spend some extra hours. Also, we have to train the all the people, even casuals also should able to operate the fire extinguishers. It is not about only chemist, not about engineer or manager, everybody, because we don't know when the fire can catch. Maybe the chemist is not there at the time. Maybe Amali worker is there or casual labor will be there. He should know how to operate. Definitely, it is a cost for the management, but we have to take such an initiation to avoid the accidents. Then fire precautions, definitely yes. We'll have a fire hydrant system, extinguishers, fire detection system, alarm system will be there, automatic sprinklers will be there. Then we have ceiling mounted fire extinguishers. We'll have 3 kg, 9 kg DCP fire extinguishers. Exactly, they will set up on the above the reactor. It covers around a 3 meter radius. So all the fire precautions which are suitable for your operations, those things also we have to inspect. You just simply check. I mean, already if you're working in an organization, just simply randomly question the people what is an emergency contact number. In case of emergency, how you can report, or where we have assembly points. Do you know about emergency exit in your work area, where we have fire extinguisher in their workplace? So they should able to familiar with that. And where is the position of manual call point in case of any fire accident, where they can locate that, so that they can alert others from the emergency. So you can ask these random questions for 10 to 15 people. If the size of manpower is 500, you take 50 people as a sample. You just get the feel of the consciousness or the awareness on emergency procedure, so that then accordingly you can give that survey to your management. Okay, this is what the situation. Sometimes what will happen, the management or the production team will not allow us to take so many drills. Actually they say that okay, अरे यार इन लोग तो सेफ्टी वाले डेली बताते रहता है ये कुछ काम का नहीं है. They always think on production. They won't give people for the training also. I faced literally, you have to wait for hours, you have to do so many phone calls for attending a training. They won't leave the people. They may say that okay, first shift is very busy, you take in second shift. Second shift also they won't give. A night shift as they never give. Night shift, nobody cares about safety. I'm not talking about, I'm not blaming all the organizations. There are organizations who follow the safety for just for the sake, or for the people, not for the people, just to showcase okay we have safety practices in place. Or whenever audit comes, okay, everybody in the shop floor, everybody is look for safety, then they start blaming. Any non complaints, okay, safety वाला क्या कर रहा है यार, ये तो कुछ करता ही नहीं है, पूरा दिन इधर उधर घूमते रहता है, कुछ काम का ही नहीं है ये. Whatever we suggested prior to that audit, nobody cares. So to survive in the industries, you should be well documented, you should be well aware about the positioning of safety in the organization, and whatever you are speaking with backup evidences, so that you can able to get a proper work-life balance. Now we'll see some of the few points by summarizing all other inspection areas. So serious incident rise from a loss of containment of hazardous substances. Therefore, these possibilities and a plant item should be inspected in detail. So contamination issues, especially the gutters where your rainwater is going, the gutters you need to inspect on day-to-day basis. We don't know what will happen. Sometimes, in case of any spillage happens in the night, simply they will wash out. They won't collect actually. It will go to the gutters. Then gutters will directly go out of the organization. That is very important. Contamination issues has to be inspected on detail. And most vulnerable parts of a dye plant procedure or system should be identified from ongoing through the plant layout, process flow diagram, and walking around the installation. Records of failure history and also past incidents are useful. So how we can? We have to take the vulnerable plants, which means some of the reactions are so dangerous or hazardous in nature. Some of the manufacturing process, which is so critical, we have to identify that. Then we have to get the flow diagram, and we have to look around the installations and all the OEM in measures have been taken or not. we have to take any specific legal requirements which is around that equipment, and also we have to look for all the safety controls are in place or not. So when I say controls are in place, I mean actively working, not that okay, emergency button is there, the button will not work. The emergency control system is there, but system is not active, it is bypassed. So those things also we have to check. Then safety arrangement should be checked also in relation to the offsite impact with the local population. Offsite impact. When I say offsite emergency situations, what kind of safety arrangements you have done? For example, you are doing in a huge chemical factory, you have chlorine. You used to store 10 tons of chlorine. Suddenly, one fine night, or it is a bad night, where the chlorine got leaked, 1 ton of chlorine got leaked. So, how you can make them aware? So, have you done any drills with the local people, or are they familiar with what are the uh, symptoms? I can say, what do you call? ఎలా చెప్పొచ్చు? Yeah, symptoms only. The symptoms of the chemical exposure. If they find such symptoms, how they can react. All these things has to be disclosed and discussed. And all available expertise should be applied. Example, engineering, chemical, medical management, etc. Meeting and discussion with the experts in the plant can be useful. So we have to discuss with all the people whether we have, if we talk about medical management, we have any antidotes or barrier creams, some sort of emergency medicines, availability of oxygen, etc., etc. Okay. Then competency of the occupier and the contractor should be verified regarding the a better choice of process, catalyst or equipment, etc. Then operating pressure, temperature, readiness time, etc. And also management control systems. But we can't assess the competence of the occupier because he is the owner. Even though he is illiterate also, we can't assess the competence of occupier. Okay, we can assess the competence of the contractors. So before allowing them, we can assess there. Even some of the organizations, they have detailed contract management safety. So they used to assess the all the contractors. They see the size, where they conducted, whether their contractors having any safety policy, whether the contract is having safety officer. Even we can make them that okay, every 50 men will have one safety officer, like that. And also we could see what are the various activities they are performing. For the each activity they have done JSAs, risk assessments, and they have any safety procedures for their activities. Everything has to be assessed. And apart from that, we have to interview the people who are working in the contractor. So whether they are familiar with the activity they are doing. Sometimes what will happen, due to the to get the project or to done the project, before starting out the project, or maybe while ongoing project also, they may bring up with the new people. In case of any absent of skilled men, they come up with the local people or the illiterate people to push the activities. Those cases are very vulnerable, actually. Very severe accidents can happen because they are just working in a village. Just for the daily wage, he enter into the factory, because factory is completely different than the outside environment. So that tracking also required. And apart from that, the people, all the contract workers, they must familiar and also obey with the plant safety rules and do's and don'ts. So there we should be very strict, because the contractors are will have a casual approach. They won't behave like the plant people. So they'll have always have a casual approach. Okay, इधर नहीं तो दूसरा जगह जाके काम करेंगे. So they always in such a tendency, they used to have a casual approach on their activities. So we should have strict controls in place. In case of any non-compliance with the plant safety rules, there will be a penalization on the contractor, not on the worker. So let them take care of that. So then the contractor will come. Even these systems are all in place. If they are not following anything, there will be an deduction of 50,000 or 1 lakh rupees in the process. Even we should be very stick with the purchase team also, because they are the people, they close the deals. They always look for, okay, who comes with less cost. We have to mention that the safety controls also. Sometimes the purchase team will not inform about the safety PPs. They may put that, okay, they forgot that rule. Then once they about to start the activity, again the project manager will come. We need 10 helmets, 20 shoes, 200 masks, but suddenly it is in a surprise. Again the friction will come. So in the safety committees also, we should be very clear. Any project, any contract is going to happen, they have to involve the safety before prior starting of the project, or finalizing or closing or releasing a purchase order, so that we can give our inputs as well. We can avoid the conflict, because nobody wants to stop the organization's growth, but it is about the understanding and also the process or the systems in the organization. Okay. The process documents like process description, operating procedures, safety information, emergency manuals should be scrutinized for the completeness and quality. So this is also very important. All the SOPs and emergency controls or emergency manuals, operating procedures has to be properly cross-checked for the completeness and also the quality of SOPs. Okay. Then process description should be inclusive of principles involved, basic chemistry of main and also side reactions, hazards of materials, and also safety precautions, plant, equipment list, line diagram, transport, storage, and also transfer arrangements, operating parameters. Process description, it should be very clearly defined. What are the do's and don'ts, what are the side reactions, and also what are the hazards associated with the process, and also what are the various controls which are present in the process, etc. Everything has to be covered. Okay, I'm stopping here. We have just 4 seconds. We can continue.